Last time we graphed lines from slope-intercept form, and today we're going to graph lines from point-slope form. So go ahead and follow along in your notes as I do them on this video. But remember, this is a video, and if I talk too fast, which is very possible in the video, you can pause it at any time to catch yourself back up. Alright, so this is point-slope form here, which you've seen before. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. In this, we know what's easy is the slope. The slope is m. The point, however, is x1, y1. But notice here it says minus x1, but we wrote positive x1. And here it says minus y1, but we wrote positive y1. We are going to take the opposite of what is there. So let's take a look at this firsthand. In example 1, the slope is easy. That's what's in front of the parentheses, which is 1/2. The point is the opposite of positive 1 is negative 1. And the opposite of negative 3 is positive 3. So now when we go to graph, we don't have a y-intercept, but we do have a point. So that's where we're going to start. So we're going to start at the point negative 1, 3, which is right here. And then we're going to use our slope, which is positive rise and a positive run. So we're going to go up and to the right, or the opposite would be down and to the left. And then we're going to connect the dots. On example number 2, the slope again is the number in front of the parentheses, which is 3/2. The point is the opposite of what's with the x, so that's positive 2. And the opposite of what is with the y, so that's negative 4. So we'll start with the only point we have, 2, negative 4. And then we're going to use our slope to find more points. So it's positive rise, positive run, up and to the right. Up 2, right 3, down 2, left 3, and connect the dots. Number 3. Again, the slope is the number in front of the parentheses, negative 1/3. Point is the opposite of what's with the x, positive 2. The opposite of what's over here, which is negative 1. Then go to 2, negative 1. Then using our slope, which is negative rise, so that's down, positive run, so that's the right. So down and to the right, and up and to the left. That's our points. Number 4, the slope is 2, but to graph it, we're going to have to think of it as 2 over 1. The point is negative 1, 4, so we'll find negative 1, 4, and then we're going to use our slope, which is up and to the right, or down to the left. And there's our line. Okay, if we turn the paper over, we've got more of these. The slope is negative 3. To graph it, we need to think it is negative 3 over 1. And the point is going to be negative 1. It's the opposite. Positive 1. Let me erase that so it's clear. Okay, the opposite of negative 1 is positive 1. The opposite of positive 1 is negative 1. So we'll go to 1, negative 1. And then we'll use our slope, which is going to be down and to the right. So down 3, right 1, up 3, left 1, and connect the dots. Alright, I want you to pause the video and try number 6 on your own. Alright, hopefully that's what you got. Now, the next couple are a little bit different. So the slope is still the number in front of the parentheses, which is 1/2. The opposite of what's with the x, that's positive 3. Oops. Right, 3. And then the opposite of what's with the y. But is there anything to add or subtract there? And the answer is no. So I put 0. If it was supposed to be 1, there'd be a 1 there. But there's nothing. So it's 0. Now we're going to graph the point 3, 0. And then we are going to use our slope, which tells us to go up and to the right. Up and to the right, and the opposite is down and to the left. Okay, let's try this again. The slope is the number in front of the parentheses. Negative 2/3. The point, the opposite of what's with the x. Well, there's nothing over here, so it's going to be 0. And the opposite of this is 4. So we're going to go to the point 0, 4. And then we're going to use our slope, which goes down and to the right, to graph it, or up and to the left. There's our line. Alright, the next one is slope. It's the number in front of the parentheses, which would be negative 2 over 1. The point. There's nothing with the x right here, so that's 0. The opposite of what's with the y is 3. So the point is 0, 3. And now we're going to use our slope, which is down and to the right, or up and to the left. I want you to pause the video again and try number 10. Okay, check. Did you start at negative 3, 0? Negative 3, 0. Remember, this is your x and this is your y, so you should start on the x-axis and then use your slope. Okay, this is part 1 of your notes. Now I want you to do the second part of your notes, and then you can start your homework.